steppers and steppers. Steppers are a situation in here. We got a situation, a dude called Lashawn Thompson found in his cell. First of all, people want to know how he got arrested. They found him at a park bench or somewhere, Georgia Tech police, and they arrested him. Kind of find out, he got schizophrenic. He's mentally ill. They taken him to Fulton County Jail. Well, for 3 months, and he ended up never leaving. He left her right, but in a body bag. Now, this is the crazy thing, because the last year, 15 people died at this same shit. That's 21 deaths in 20 months. Let's get into this news clip right quick.
You would not wish it on anyone. A family says a man was found dead, covered in bugs, inside his Fulton County Jail cell. I'm Sean Gables.
And I'm Rick Fulbaum, and tonight, new at 6, his attorney argues he got no medical help leading up to his death. Just look at where Lashawn Thompson was allegedly sleeping. This deteriorating cell in the jail's psychiatric wing. And we're told that Lashawn Thompson suffered from mental health issues.
Atlanta News First reporter Zach Summers live at the Fulton County. There, Zach, you just learned from Thompson's attorney, those images are disturbing.
Yeah, the lawyer representing the family of Lashawn Thompson tells me this is one of the most inhumane inmate deaths he has ever encountered. The family wants the public to see the poor conditions they say their loved one endured while here at the Fulton County Jail, but we must warn you, some of the images are graphic.
It's just unbelievable.
The image is hard to look at. 35-year-old Lashawn Thompson unresponsive in a Fulton County jail cell covered in what his family's attorney says are insect and bedbug bites.
The scene was so horrific that the detention officer said she would not even administer CPR when they found him because she was freaked out. In her words, freaked out by the scene.
Now back to the 15 people that died last year, 21 deaths in 20 months. The reason why I say that because 6 people already had died this year, and we only in August. That's 6 people. Now if you take a zoom close-up look, they tried to hide it at first, but look at this man's chest, man. Them bed bugs ate his ass up. And he's a big dude. He's not a small dude. The man had weight on him, as the picture you just saw. And look at his shoulders. The man's shit is so small and skinny, he lost like 35 pounds within 3 months while he was suffering. And there's also the jail YFN Lucci got stabbed in, and he almost lost his life in the YSL-YFN war. So this Fulton County Jail, this shit got a fucked up reputation, and it's basically a graveyard in there, because you'll be lucky if you make it out.
Thompson was arrested for misdemeanor battery in June of 2022. Attorney Michael Harper says the inmate was placed in the psychiatric wing of the jail where he remained for 3 months.
No one really checked on him. We have some records from the jail showing that they saw he was deteriorating from the medical staff and from detention officers.
Thompson was found dead inside his cell on September 13th, 2022. An autopsy showed no signs of trauma. While his death is listed as undetermined, the medical examiner noted a severe bedbug infestation.
It looks like it had been there for months, and no one cared. No one cleaned it up. No one did anything, apparently.
Pictures from inside Thompson's cell show deplorable conditions. The room covered in filth, Harper says, unfit for even a dog.
No one should live in those conditions, whether you're charged with a crime or not.
Thompson's family now calling for accountability. They want the jail shut down and replaced, and a full criminal investigation into their loved one's death.
It's a big ask, we understand that. But you have to make the conditions better to avoid this from happening to someone else.
And we reached out to the Fulton County Sheriff's Office for a comment. We are still waiting on a response. Thompson's family planning a press conference tomorrow at 2 at the Fulton County Courthouse. We, of course, will be there. Live in Atlanta, Zach Summers, Atlanta News First.
Just hours ago, we were told that an inmate in Fulton County Jail died after being found unresponsive in a medical unit cell. Authorities say 34-year-old Christopher Smith had been arrested in 2019 on multiple felony and misdemeanor charges and was being held without bond. On Thursday, staff at the Rice Street Jail found Smith's unresponsive body. Efforts were made to resuscitate Smith, but he died later at Grady. The Fulton County Medical Examiner's Office now working on an autopsy to determine what caused his death. And this is the second reported recent death at the county jail. 40-year-old Monte Stinson was found unresponsive in his cell on July 31st. A third inmate in custody by Fulton County, 19-year-old Noni Bastiste, died in her cell at the Atlanta City Detention Center back on July 18th.
Fulton County Sheriff Pat Lamont has on several occasions also lobbied for a new jail facility to be built here in Fulton County. As for Thompson's family, they say that they do expect to file a civil suit at some point. And the family telling us that Thompson suffered from mental issues. He was being held in the jail's psychiatric ward at the time of his death. His family now asking that criminal charges be filed in the case, and they want that jail closed.
There is no excuse for a mentally ill inmate to be left alone in a jail, abandoned to die.
Attorney Michael Harper says that's just what happened.
We have jail reports showing they saw Mr. Thompson deteriorating. The medical staff and the officers saw him deteriorating in the last few weeks before he died. They did nothing to help him.
Lashawn Thompson's family wants those responsible for his care at the Fulton County Jail to be criminally charged after the inmate was found dead in his jail cell, covered in bugs, September 13th. Thompson was being held in the psychiatric wing.
We're asking for Sonny Willis, the DA of Fulton County, to launch a criminal investigation into the death of Lashawn Thompson. And we are also asking for the Fulton County Commissioners to close the jail and to build a new one.
Harper represents Thompson's family. He shared these images of the filthy jail cell Harper was being held in during that period. His relatives live out of state and only learned he was incarcerated after his death.
Okay, jail should be closed because nobody should be housed like this. It was a crazy incident that happened, and we want justice for it.
A spokesman with the Fulton County Sheriff's Office says Thompson's death remains under investigation, and that since his death, the agency has spent $500,000 to address the bug infestation within the Fulton County Jail and updated protocols to include addressing sanitary conditions.